Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Well, the migrant problem, that's what the news media calls it, migrants. We know that they're illegals. Migrants has a nice soft sound to it, doesn't it? Just folks just wanting to come here in a lawful way to, visit or maybe even, find a better life for them. But that's not what's going on, folks. We've been talking about that on this channel, and many other channels all over the place been talking about it for a while. And it's starting to get to that point that it's a real problem. I mean, it has been a problem, but it's a little bit more overt now. Some more video was released yesterday of a group of illegals in New York City that attacked a woman and drug her down the road. This is just a few days after the video that was released a week ago or so of a group of them that attacked police officers. They did arrest them down in Arizona. We're watching criminal activity, very violent criminal activity, attacks, rapes, and other things like that skyrocket. And as sad as it is it really shocking? Is it really surprising to see this happen? The migrant illegal border problem has become a fairly hot topic. In fact, I saw that even Al Sharpton was taking the side of, securing the border. Very interesting. Of course, they're trying to pass a bill, a border bill, and it's not going to happen. But it's interesting to see what the Democrats are trying to pass, because in that, there is this one part in that bill that says that the Border Patrol will not keep a tally of people crossing the border that aren't from Canada or Mexico. So in other words, we only keep records of people that come into this country illegally if they're from Canada or Mexico. Everyone else, we just don't keep a record of it. Joe Biden says that he can't do anything about the border until Congress gives him some kind of emergency powers, which is interesting because every other president in the, more than 250 years or 250-year history of the United States has had the power to secure the border if necessary, or beef it up, or whatever it is. I mean, the previous president did a pretty decent job of it. So at least, through the first part of his presidency. So what's up? Well, this is part of what I've said for quite a while of a planned destruction of the United States, planned collapse. You see, these people, they're globalists. They're evil people. They want to bring the world down to its knees so that they can create something new. That's what the reset's all about. The reset isn't, starting something new. It's destroying something and bringing about something new. And the United States is filled with them. The United States government, the leadership, it's filled with them. And so they know that the only way to stop America from being the dominant force of, individuality, freedom, Bible, God, all that kind of stuff, even though we're certainly losing that, and it's because of the overt attacks, but is to bring America down to its knees. And probably one of the best ways is to just swing the doors open wide at the border and then use all of their, agencies and NGOs and stuff like that to encourage all these third world people to come into the United States. And that's exactly what's happening. And no one's doing a thing about it. I've been warning about this, and it's starting to get to that tipping point. It's definitely at that tipping point in a lot of the bigger cities. The bigger cities, these sanctuary cities that for years, you and I have been sitting back, shaking our head and rolling our eyes, that these sanctuary cities have been saying, hey, no, you can come here. It will protect you. We won't allow, INS or ICE or whatever to come in and take care of you. You come here, we'll protect you. Well, now what are they dealing with? They're dealing with ridiculous increases in crime and the need for social services and all kinds of things. All kinds of things. People are leaving these cities en masse because it's being overrun and overwhelmed. This is going to start happening everywhere at some point. It absolutely is. The numbers that are crossing the border cannot be sustained in the big cities. At some point, it's going to start happening just about everywhere. And it already is. I mean, if you dig, it's not front page news or anything because it's not as sensational. But if you start digging around, you'll see, news articles and small town papers of, 5, 10, 15, 20,000 people that have been overrun with several hundred illegals that were dropped off. And they can't sustain it, that it causes everything to be thrown out of balance. This is going to start happening more and more. You're going to start feeling it more and more. And this is all purposeful. It's all part of the plan. It's all to destroy us. And there may not be anything we can do to stop it. I don't know. And even that's the thing, I know a lot of people keep saying, well, if Trump gets into office, I mean, if they wouldn't let him in last time, why do you think they're going to let him in this time? But if Trump got into office, he might be able to handle that and shut it down. Possibly, maybe. But even if that happens, the destruction that's been done so far and what will happen between now and the time that Trump takes office, a little less than a year, that's enough right there to sink us, I think. I think that's enough. I mean, it's very possible that, 10 plus million people could cross the border this year. I'm sure probably more, maybe close to 20. With what's already here and what'll cross the border this year, even if Trump takes presidency next January, it may not be enough at that point. It may be too late. I tend to think it's already too late. We have to start preparing for this, folks. We have to start gearing up and coming up with plans. What are you going to do? What are you going to do when they start dumping buses off in your neighborhoods or your town or your little community? What's your plan then? Do you have people in your area, in your group that you've talked to about this? People that you think would probably be open to talking about this and coming up with some kind of plan? How to secure your property? How to kind of shut things down with your family and your homestead, to secure it, protect it, keep your wives and your children to be protected with all this? Have you guys thought about this? Because it's coming. It's already happening in many places. It's coming. Have you stocked up enough? Because if things got bad, you may not want to go out, for a while, go grocery shopping. And if enough of them get dumped off, which it wouldn't really take much in many towns and stuff, they could overwhelm the supply chain. Grocery stores could dry up very quickly. Have you planned for that? You have enough food stocked away. You have canned food and, dry goods, beans, rice, flour, sugar, wheat berries. What about emergency food? Do you have enough, any kind of emergency freeze-dried food? Any of that kind of stuff. What about water source? What about self-defense? What about medical? If you can't get out or if the systems are overwhelmed, because that's several of these smaller towns that I've read articles in the last few months. That was definitely one of the things that was happening. These little town hospitals and clinics were being overwhelmed with immigrants, with illegals. Well, maybe you should learn to take care of a lot of things on your own and have the materials, equipment, supplies to do that. Not everything you have to go to the emergency room for. And even if you do, even if it's necessary, it may be greatly delayed. So do you know how to handle that? These are things you need to be doing. There's all sorts of ideas. There's all sorts of plans that we should all be taking care of. I've been telling you now for, 2-3 years. I've lost track. That this may be the most important thing of our time. These illegals pouring across the border by hundreds of thousands a month. And probably a lot of it fell on deaf ears, or at least it fell on ears that agreed with me, but didn't really do anything about it, didn't even do anything to get ready for it. Well, now it's almost too late. You need to be stocking up, you need to be prepping up. There's links down in the description below of companies I work with if you want some ideas of where to go and try to find, emergency foods or other things like that. But you need to be banding together, communicating with people. This is very serious, and it's becoming too big to hide anymore. It's everywhere. People are starting to talk about it. Even the news media, even the liberals. When it gets to that point, you kind of know that, well, it's really happening and it's really that big. You need to be getting your houses in order, folks. Don't delay on this. Don't sit around and just talk about, yeah, that's what we should do. Stop being the talking and the setting and all that kind of stuff. It's time to get up and do things. Be activated, motivated, do something to prepare your home, your family, and the friends and the tribe around you, because it's coming at you whether you like it or not. I mean, it's already on our shores. It's already in the border, and it's headed your way. Folks, it's time to get your houses in order and prepare yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.